Irene's attempts to leave the diner creates more questions than answers. Cohen is released from hospital and has an important decision to make. Remi and Bree have an awkward time moving forward, and Lacey and Jo clash again.
Hold me in your arms, don't let me go. I want to stay forever, closer each day. Home and away.
Dear Mum, I'm writing to let you know you don't have to worry about me anymore because I have a new mum now. Her name is Rue. You'd really like her. She's nice and funny. She lets me read as much as I like, and she cares about me a lot. I know you don't want me anymore. You sure you want me to read this?
That's the part I'm worried about.
I know you don't want me anymore, but I think that's only because you couldn't take care of both of us at the same time. So from now on, Rue's going to look after me, and that means you can look after yourself. I hope that's okay. I want you to know that even though we might not see each other again, you'll always be my first mum. And I'll love you forever. Cohen.
Is that okay?
It's perfect.
We are Si and Sophie. This is Coastal News, a home and away podcast, your weekly episode companion podcast for your favourite Aussie soap.
Right, I'm going off like a frog in a sock this week, so...
I loved that. I noted that line. It was so good. This is what I'm going to miss, though. These Ireneisms.
It gets you thinking, doesn't it? Like, who else is going to start coming out with stuff? Because someone's going to have to do it.
Someone's going to have to take up the mantle, definitely.
Yeah, like, and so I'm trying to look for it in the script now. I'm like, who's starting to say something? So let's keep our eyes peeled.
Yes.
Justin starts saying something and trying to make it his catchphrase or
Justin
something.
could get away with it, maybe. I reckon John needs to have some catchphrases. He hasn't really got any catchphrases. He's got between the flags.
I reckon he'd get away with the Struther too.
He would, and he would get away with the pork chop one, and he might even get away with a God Save Ireland.
Yeah, I think John should take the Ireneisms over.
Because I was thinking maybe Sarge, but I think Sarge is like too polite to sort of get away with it. I can't imagine Sarge saying like flipping heck or...
Are we talking about the same Sarge here? Sarge complicit with his own wife's murder? Mm-hmm.
David, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He just...
Allegedly.
I can't imagine him saying flipping heck or gore.
No, someone needs to adapt some of these words for us, I think. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we don't
synonymous. Anyway, how are you?
Yeah. I'm here.
Alive.
Yes. There we go. I'm alive. How are you?
You've battered and bruised and you've made it to Friday.
Basically. It's been a short week, but it's not been a short week.
Oh my God, it's been a slog, hasn't it?
It really has.
Professionally, everything's gone up the wall, Dal.
Tits up.
Mm-hmm.
Tits everywhere.
Mm-hmm. I actually thought signing on Monday.
Oh, Jesus.
At one point this week. And it was
Jesus.
it was a short week. What on earth?
I know.
Like, with something in the air, I'm telling you. Something
There's
in
been
the
some kind
air.
of, retrograde microwave thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mercury's in the microwave. I don't know.
I think on Wednesday, our teams messaged a colleague and was like, when's that asteroid coming?
Yes, can you hurry up? What about Sunday?
I'm sure someone mentioned an asteroid was coming.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear.
dear.
Anyway, that was then. This is now. How's home and away been this week?
I have enjoyed it, actually. It's been bloody sad, though. Like, I'm getting a bit fed up of crying, doll.
Yeah. it's all the feels at the minute, isn't it? It's
It
quite
is.
hard. It's
It's quite
hard work
heavy.
in a good way. But I know what you mean. It's quite exhausting.
It is. It's getting to the point where, like, normally Home and Away is kind of like my end of the day kind of light relief. You know, it's my kind of junk food TV. I sit down after work and I go, oh, now I can unwind because I can watch Home and Away and I can forget the working day and blah 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 blah. But at the moment, I'm like, oh, I really need something after that crap day at work. And then I'm sitting
Yeah.
down and then I've got Irene dying. I've got the car crash and Sarge looking like a grieving, widower. I've got who else is crying? I've Cohen talking about how his mum don't want him anymore. And I'm crying about his letter and I'm crying about him being adopted and then by the end of Home and Away, I'm exhausted because I'm like, all I've done is be really sad for half an hour.
I know, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's what they do best.
It is, but it's a lot at the moment. There's not a lot of the light and shade we talk about. There's not a lot.
Yeah,
of
the balance is out.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I agree. I'm getting to the end of the ep and thinking, blimey now, breathe.
Yes.
Breathe.
Although Friday was a bit lighter because we had the barbecue stuff, and that was a needed, light-hearted sort of thing. I needed that really. By the end of the week, I was like, I was ready to go to bed. With depression.
Yeah, it is a bit full on, isn't it? And I take it, and I concur. The episodes are going by in a flash for me though, because I think I'm so invested and I'm so in this zone. I'm in this weird emotional place. As soon as I start watching it, I'm like, bloody hell, is that up already? You know? I think one day I was like, is that the first ad or the second ad? I was like,
do you know, one day I watched it on the 5 app and there was only one ad break.
I know.
I
noticed that.
Why? Because I needed the loo, and I paused it because I thought, when's the next ad break? I'll see if I can wait that long to go to the loo.
Yeah.
And then I was like, there isn't one. I've had an ad break, and there's not another one till the end. It was like another.
And it was quite early on, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like the first one.
It was like a Wednesday or something.
Yeah, I'm glad you noticed that as well because I thought that's weird.
Yeah. I noticed that it's summer, isn't it? I wonder if it's just less advertising about. I don't know. Don't know. But yeah, flying by the apps, flying by. Right, listeners, closed. We're shut for business now. This year's voting in the annual Coastal News Awards, the bogies, has closed. We are now counting and verifying. Do not vote. You may still be charged. And we're into the next bit now where you and I start piecing together the award show. We've got the winners. We've got the winners and we know what's going on.
Well, I don't. But I need to know the winners. I'm excited.
Talk to me later. I know a guy.
I will.
So, yes, keep your ears and eyes peeled to the podcast and our social medias to find out when the awards are coming. Because they'll be soon. They'll be soon. We've got to do a lot of work first to get it all together. And very exciting, our sister podcast, Coastal News Investigates. We dropped a new episode last weekend. Oh, no, it was Monday, wasn't it? Bank holiday Monday, which was weekend. Oh, gosh, here in the UK. What am I talking about? I'm rambling already. Our exclusive interview with first assistant editor Marty from Home and Away. Beautiful episode. He gave us so much insight into his role in the show. I don't think any of us quite knew how rapido things happen, and I was quite shocked actually. I knew it was quick, but I didn't quite anticipate just how nuts that place is.
I'm still reeling from that because I think I was so shocked when he was talking us through it and saying like they filmed that day and they edited that day, and I was like, but I'm sure the episode doesn't go out for 6 months, so what happens in that 6 months? And I didn't think about that at the time, but afterwards I was like, huh? Yeah, it's mad.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I could have listened to him all day.
Yes,
talk about work.
I've got
to be honest.
major job envy, major. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
like,
It sounds full on though, doesn't it? Like
it
there's a small
does.
team. They
Yeah.
do a lot.
But you get to
So
watch
that we
Home and
can
Away
sit there and
first.
oh, I know.
No spoilers, doll, because you've seen it. No one can spoil it for you. Can you imagine?
That's
Wow.
true. Mm,
The only person that can
mm.
spoil it for you is yourself. So, yeah.
What a world.
I've
What a
got major,
world.
major, major envy.
Yeah. He was really genuine, really kind with
It's
sort of
lovely.
what he was. So thank you, Marty. Go and listen to it if you haven't done. Many of you have actually. It's probably our most popular Investigates episode yet.
It is.
Before we
And
came on
also,
air, I checked.
oh, yeah.
Mm,
You
go
checked
on.
what? No, I was going to say, and also
Well,
Marty's always on the hashtag, isn't he? So a lot of
yeah.
listeners that do the tweets along will know Marty as well because he's so generous with his information and his knowledge on
Mm,
Twitter and everything, even though he's got that crazy busy schedule. He's always
mm,
answering questions on the tweet along and stuff. When we ask a question on there, like a lot of the time, Marty will chip in and give us the answer, which is amazing. So he doesn't need to do that. He's not getting paid to do that, but he's doing it anyway, which is lovely.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't do that about work.
No,
In
me
my own
neither,
time.
doll.
Kidding me? Kidding me? 5 o'clock, I'm out of here.
Sorry,
So
what were you
yeah,
gonna say?
yeah. I was saying, I checked before we came on air. Like I checked, and his episode is like number 2 in our episodes. Like he's
Wow.
like a download away from being our most downloaded Investigates
Oh.
episode yet. So people really want to hear from the crew and Marty and they're interested in it. So if you haven't done so already, go and listen to it. The link to our sister podcast, Coastal News Investigates, is in the show notes of this episode. And yeah, go check it out. We've spoken to a few people from the show now, and there'll be more to come, won't there?
Yeah.
So yeah, go and check it out. Subscribe, like, and all that jazz. Now we're here to do one thing, and that's talk about Home and Away. Do you want to talk about this week's Home and Away?
Go on then.
Go on then. So, Leah struggling with Irene giving up work, isn't she? And I think we knew this was an inevitability this week. And things are moving very fast, she says. We agree, Leah. We agree. We're not often on the same page, but with this we are. And she's saying to things, and she's like, I've run this diner for 20 years with her. Maybe I don't want to do it alone. And I'm like gasping for breath here, thinking, oh my God, is Leah going to sell the diner? What's going on here? Is Leah giving the diner up now? Because she's supposed to be going for this bank loan, but we've not had any feedback from that.
No, yeah, and then there was a whole weird thing about, obviously Irene was like, oh, maybe I'll just gift it to her and she hasn't got to get a bank loan and I'll just give her my share of the diner. And then it was like, oh, really? And then, no, actually John's talked me round and all of that sort of stuff. So I've been all over the place with this and actually I don't know where we are. She asked Irene for the books. No, Irene asked Leah for the books, didn't she? And said, I'm going to go to the lawyers. But that's where we were with it last time.
Yeah, we don't know whether she's got the loan, has she applied for the loan? We don't know. And now all we see is her saying to him, maybe I don't want to do it alone. Maybe, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is too much change.
I'm also thinking it's a bit of a snub for Maz. Because Marilyn's there day in, day out, coffee cart, diner, doing everything herself, and they often, like the whole, I don't know if you guys out there know this account. Simon and I follow it and we love it. It's the Home and Away early years account on Instagram, and they post obviously like videos of old clips, don't they? And one of the running kind of jokes on there is how Ailsa, when she owned the diner, was always sacking off work and going, oh, just look after the diner for half an hour. I just need to nip out. And the whole joke on there was like Ailsa never did a shift because she was always leaving. But Maz is one of those where she's always at work. She's always on shift. She never seems to do anything else. She's either at the diner cooking or she's cooking at home. You know what I mean? And I just think for Leah to say, I'll be on my own, I'll be doing it on my own, I'm like, that's kind of a snub to Marilyn because you're not on your own. Because Marilyn's there. And also, why has Marilyn not been offered to buy the business? Why has she got no money?
Yeah, that's true. And even if she hasn't, why has she not been sort of gone, do you want to come in? You know,
Yeah.
like she's given them so much. Very, very valid points, Sophie. Yeah,
'Cause
and that could
it's weird.
really,
Yeah.
because of all the legacy characters, let's call them,
Mm.
like Marilyn doesn't really have the grounding that the others do.
No.
In terms of real estate, at least.
No.
You
I
know,
think I had
she's
this
got this.
conversation recently with somebody online. I was like, she lives in a spare room in Mr. Stewart's
Mm,
house. She works all the hours that God sends, and she doesn't have a pot to pee in.
no,
Where's all the
but
money
maybe
going?
her investing in but also she does work, even if it's not the best money. So, and like you say, she doesn't have a mortgage,
No.
so it wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility to think that she's saved up a bit over
You'd
the
hope
years.
so. How much is she
Yeah,
spending on handbags and shoes, you know?
and makeup. Yeah. Yeah, and long gone are the days of owning her own salon and her own little
Mm,
business, like, and
exactly.
it would be cute for Marilyn to get that back.
It would. I'm a bit disappointed that we've gone down the Leah's going to do it on her own route and we've completely ignored Marilyn. I'm a bit disappointed.
Yeah, maybe we'll get there. I don't know,
Mm,
but yeah, because Leah doesn't seem too keen at this point.
no.
And Irene has told John that she's leaving the diner. And he's taken by surprise as well. And they do a walk and talk, don't they? And
Mm,
he's like, "How are you going to go from working?" Well, he said something like 60 hours. I was like, bloody hell.
yeah.
I
Well, it's
begrudge doing 35.
7 days a week, that diner, isn't it?
Mm, mm. And he's at
Mm,
it. That's a massive change. And he thinks she should do it gradually, reduce it. It's all a bit drastic, all a
mm.
bit fast. Turns out, she doesn't even want any money for this diner. She's gifting it. And
Mm.
that's it. Come on now. Is someone going to tell her that she's got children? Do you know what I mean? Like, I was screaming at the TV at this point because of all the fans, like, I'm most, and probably yourself as well, but I don't want to speak on your behalf. But I'm the most lenient when it comes to sort of forgetting the family. Like,
Mm.
I'll let a lot of things slide, right?
Yeah.
Because to most people watching the show in 2025, Irene's kids mean nothing,
Yeah.
right? And even to me, who remembers them, I'm not that arsed because it's been so long since I've seen them.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I'm just like, it doesn't really look. It's a little unrealistic that she hasn't involved the kids in her
Mm.
diagnosis or her journey. Maybe it'll come. I don't know.
Mm.
But if it does or doesn't, this is where we're at. And we're looking at flashbacks of people who I do know are a big part of her life, who I
Mm.
do remember being on screen in recent-ish history. So I'm happy enough with that. And I'm happy to accept that that's the way things are on
Yeah.
this show,
Yeah.
right? But to things like your business and that, a throwaway comment to say, I'm going to leave the business to my kids, I'm going to give the money to my kids, was a better way to go. This
Mm.
whole I'm going to gift it to you when she's got children. I mean, John was the one, thank God, that
Mm.
spelt it out to her that she'll need to look after her children when she's gone,
But then I
and
was
she changes her
thinking,
mind.
what if she doesn't even have that money? Because if she's given up work, she's got no income now. She's got nothing coming in. She might have a pension.
Mhm.
I don't know whether. The thing is, we don't know how old she is because it's one of those unspoken things. So she might have a pension, but she's going to need this money. Diagnosis of Alzheimer's. Yes, it's a limited lifespan diagnosis, isn't it? It's this is what you're going to die of, basically, unless you get hit by a bus or something beforehand.
Yeah,
So we know that she's, this is probably what's going to happen to her, but we don't know it soon. So if she sells the diner and she's got that money in the bank, if she then gives it to her kids, how's she going to pay for her own care, her own, even just bills, food, the basics going forwards? She
yeah,
needs that money in her bank, and she may get to a point where she needs a carer 24/7, or she needs to go in a
yeah,
home, or she needs to do whatever, and
yeah.
none of that is cheap.
No, you're right. There's a lot of things to consider, isn't there, here?
Yeah, it's not even that
Um,
she's going to give it away to the kids immediately. It'll be whatever's left when she's gone that will go to the kids. But she needs
mm,
that money because she could last for 10 years in a care home,
yeah,
and that's not cheap.
yeah. No, that's very true. Yeah, very, very true, actually. So I was a bit taken aback that she's just going to give away a business.
Yeah,
You
it was
know.
bonkers. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God, like, a talking to from John. John seems to be
Yeah.
the one that's able to get on that level with her and tell her the truth, isn't he?
And thank
And
God
she's
she's
actually willing
listening.
to accept it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the important thing. John seems to be the only one that can get to that level with her,
Yeah.
where she's open up to this, and she does admit, look, you've said it, and I trust you. You know, almost implying that she doesn't trust anybody else as much, and that just buys us in as an audience to their relationship,
Yeah.
and you know, the heartbreak of him. I know that John isn't going anywhere, so I know that I'm going to have to help John live through this heartbreak when the inevitable happens. And it's all these little things, you know, that I'm thinking
Yeah.
it's building blocks, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
We finally get to the point where Irene needs to tell Harper and Dana. Dana's out all night with Sonny, gallivanting at Salt. She's not planning on coming home anytime soon, is she? And blooming John has to go and drag her home.
Pronto doesn't work
in
on me,
fact,
doll.
talk about money. They're actually planning.
Oh, yeah.
Sonny's booking a getaway.
Yeah. Yeah. Sexy
Must be
weekend away.
using his nectar points.
He's still got Remy's credit card. Come on. He has, definitely. He's not paying for that. He's not the type to pay for fancy hotels. Not himself.
Yeah, he's charging it to the Remi master, isn't he?
Unless that's why he rang his mum later in the week to ask for some top up. Yeah. You top up my card, Dal. Thanks. Thanks, mummy.
Me Henry. Me go Henry.
I can imagine him having one of them. Yeah.
No, that was obviously because, like, he learns about Dana's mum. But yeah,
but he
think
also
it was a
needs
bit deeper.
The cash for the sexy getaway.
He needs the Wonga. Now he finally gets home, and this is John now. Finally gets Dana back to Irene's, and yeah, Irene sort of says it, doesn't she? I've got Alzheimer's. It's bad, and sort of not all hell breaks loose, but everything changes. It was one of those scenes where it's like, right, this house is not going to be the same again.
Yes,
and we're right, aren't we? The next day, you know, Dana's blowing Sonny off, won't tell him why, leaves him confused. He comes round and she has to tell him about Irene. So words starting to trickle out now, isn't it? Irene has spent weeks now trying to contain this, and now, like, control is gone. And we're in the next phase, aren't we, of this news getting out? And obviously Dana has to tell Sonny why she can't go away with him. And Irene sat on the blooming stairs, isn't she, listening to it? Oh, God. I was like, oh, no, she's not going to let Dana help now.
Yeah.
Like, because Irene's such a proud lass.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh, blimey, this is the worst thing.
She doesn't want to be a burden. And that's the whole thing.
No.
Even the drinking thing, you know, she kept that quiet. She's kept the diagnosis quiet. And she didn't want to tell John, you know, because she didn't want to be a burden. She didn't want to do this and do, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And Dana's gone into this, because she even says, I might actually have the skills to help her. You know, like, I'll do the nitty-gritty day-to-day nurse stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I'm thinking, that's so Dana. You know, like, I'll do the, you know, I'll be here, you know, I'll look after her, you know.
And that's
going to come at
her way of coping, isn't it? Because she's shocked and she's upset. And I don't think I think at the beginning of this, before she had that chat with Sonny, she was like, she went into nurse mode. She was like, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to, like, break down. But, you know, here I am in an emergency, which I have at work and stuff like that. I need to focus on the diagnosis and the care and all that. She was doing that. She was, like, going through the motions of, this is how I can be useful and this is how I'm going to process this news. And it wasn't until Irene said to her, you're not going to do that, girlie. I'm going to kick you out of the house because I've overheard you having a conversation with your boyfriend and you're not going to be caring for me. And at that point, she couldn't do the coping mechanism of caring for Irene. And that's when she was like, right, now I'm sad because the news has actually hit me, I think.
And I absolutely loved that. From that, we got vulnerability with Sunny.
Yes.
And she opens up about her parents herself.
Mm.
And you know, and then we're really enriching their connection as a
Yes.
result. You know,
Yeah.
like because they're quite comedic and quite
Definitely.
only so deep. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But then I just love how that's woven in. You know, because that means that through this terrible time, she's felt comfortable enough to let this guy in
Yes.
to something really deeply personal.
Yeah.
And that means he's the right fit for her.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm going way too deep into it, but like I loved how that went that way because I thought this means Sonny's the right guy.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, I think even Harper alluded to that, didn't she? Because they sort of bumped into, because she kept saying to him, like, don't do the deep and meaningfuls, you're the party guy. You know, let's not
Mm,
do this. We don't have to talk about the sad stuff. Like, we're here for good
yeah,
times, not sad times. And he was like, I'm here for the lot. Like, I'm not just here for fun
yeah,
Dana. I'm here for sad Dana
yeah.
and, you know, whatever. So then she felt comfortable, didn't she? And then she opened up. And then it was later when they bumped into Harper and she was like, what have you guys been up to? And she said, oh, we've been doing some D&Ms. And Harper said, "Oh, that's not like you. Have you told him about our parents? Like, wow, like I'm proud of you
Mm,
for talking
mm,
about it because
mm,
you know that's not like you." And again, that was like another clue that these two, it's going somewhere. You know what I mean? Like she's opening up to
mm.
him. She's not done that before.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree, and I love that. Because Sonny was calling, oh, it's Irene, her landlady. You know,
Yes, that was so
because
weird.
obviously,
Yeah,
yeah, it was weird, but obviously Sonny doesn't see her as anything else. Like,
no,
what has he got to do with Irene? Do you know what I mean? And I was
yeah,
thinking, even he listened to Dana. Dana explained why she's so important. It's not just someone I'm paying rent to, and renting a
mm,
room out of. Like, she's actually really, you know, really important to me, and this is why. And Sonny was like, I get it right
yeah,
away.
yeah.
Like, say no more, Dal. You know.
Yeah. And then he saw a different side of her. And I think, you know, that scene I'm talking about where they met up with Harper in the diner, and then Harper leaves and Dana goes off to brush her teeth or something, doesn't she? And you see Sonny,
Mm,
just before Sonny rings his mum, he watches her walk away. And I feel like he looked at her differently. Like, I think he's gone, wow, like she's even more amazing than I thought she was because she's had this horrible
yeah,
upbringing and look at her.
yeah,
And I think then he kind of
yeah.
felt a bit humbled because he didn't have a horrible upbringing, but he's got a chip on his shoulder about his dad losing his money and all that sort of stuff. And he's amounted to
Yeah.
pretty much nothing off the back of that. And yet here's
Mm,
Dana, terrible start in life, and she's a nurse and she's doing really well for herself. So I thought that was an
mm.
interesting kind of light
Yeah, the
bulb moment.
juxtaposition as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's like he had a mirror held up against himself. Like,
yeah,
what you doing, lad?
it
You know,
was.
I
Yeah,
get it. That made him pick up the phone to his mum.
yes. But I wondered
That's,
what would come next. I wondered whether that would be enough to
mm,
spur Sunny on to think, do you know what, I'm a bit of a waster. And if she can do
yeah.
something with her life, maybe I can.
So can I. Yeah, we
Yeah.
can live in hope. So we can live in hope.
Always the hope, doll. Always.
And
Oh,
if
dear.
not, I'll find some jobs around here for him to do.
Oh, same. Yeah.
Mm. Mm. It's always everything needs scrubbing in here.
Everything.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Including myself.
Uh, moving on. Um, uh, Remi tries to have lunch with Bree. So we go from a couple really getting to know each other to these two just splintering apart. And she's really standoffish because she's had this conversation. It seems to be this conversation with Jo when she bumped into Jo on the beach that
Mm,
seems to have spurred this on, if I'm reading this right. And Jo's like, oh, I've heard at work that, you know, you've split up, and she's a bit taken aback by gossip, you know, and I don't want work gossip and all this stuff. And it
mm,
seems to have really, because last week Bree seemed to be open to trying, and this week, after that conversation, she was like, she was really awkward.
mm.
And she, you know, and she's, and Remi's sort of walking on eggshells again.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying he shouldn't be for what he's done,
Yeah.
but like I felt like perhaps last week we've gone backwards in progress.
Mm.
And she says to him, it shouldn't be this hard, should it? And Remy's like, I wish there was another way back to the way we were. And I'm like, well, unfortunately, you can't undo that act.
Yeah.
And after a chat with Eden, she comes back to Remi and then tries to jump him. She interprets it as like a get it out the way. The physical is the bit that's stopping me. If I just jump him and get it out my system, maybe I can move on because I'm not the last person that jumped him. But it's not right, is it? And he stops it and he's like, this isn't the way to do things. She storms out. And she sees it all as rejection. Ultimately, they end up talking and they eventually agree that they have their whole life to sort this out. No pressure. Oh, bloody hell, Sophie. I can't be arsed with this.
I can't be bothered to form an opinion on it. I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like we've been here.
We all know she's not going to be able to forgive him.
Yeah.
And she's going to be the one that got away.
Yes.
And he's going to have to live with his choices. Case closed.
I think she's
Right?
gonna go out with him until she's over him and ready to let him go. Because at the moment,
yeah, it's a bit raw at the minute.
Yeah, she doesn't want to let him go yet, because if she lets him go and he goes off with someone else, she'll still be hurting because she still loves him and she's kind of grieving that loss of that relationship. So I think she's going to string him along for a little bit until she realizes that when someone hurts you like that, you still love them, but you love them a little bit less than you did yesterday. And then the next day, you might love them a little bit less again. And eventually you you heal your own wounds, and sometimes you heal that person out of your heart, don't you? Because you kind of go,
it's one of two ways, isn't it? In or out.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen. I think she's going to just keep saying, let's try. But she's going to get to the point where she's healed herself so much that actually she doesn't love them anymore and she can walk away. I feel like that's where we're going with it, because I just don't see them. They were never, like, for the last year or so, they've never been like the it couple. So there's nothing to go back to in my eyes either.
No. Yeah, no, you're right. Well, how many times have we said they never really do anything?
Yeah.
I feel like this is an out.
I do.
And my gut is Bree because of how busy the hospital is, and that is my only sort of reasoning. And Remi has a really good relationship with Eden. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's a little bit more connected outside of the relationship than she is.
Yeah.
If, for example, it was Remi to leave and she's single, like, what has she got really? Like, Kirby was a friend and she's gone.
Rose,
so I'm a bit like,
yeah,
Rose has gone. She's subletting the apartment. That could easily be written.
Well, that's been taken over by Theo and Lacey, hasn't it? And Sonny, they're all living there. So
yeah. So like, it's quite easy to get rid of Bree at this stage. She's sort of low-hanging fruit, isn't she?
She is. And then when you think about what she does for a living, she's being a doctor in a coastal town. She could be a doctor in a big city and have a career.
Yeah. Yeah. Go to the Flying Docks, Dal. Flying Docks, it's always the one,
she was going to go do that thing in Belgium, wasn't she, that she never went to because she didn't want to leave. What's his name, Remi? She could take that up again, couldn't she?
Au revoir. I say.
Arrivederci.
They speak French in Belgium. They do, don't they?
They do, but I think it's Flemish, isn't it? Is it Flemish? I can't remember. I can't remember.
I thought it was French.
They do speak. I think they speak a few languages in Belgium, don't they? But they've got their own language, haven't they? Is it Flemish?
Complex for a small country.
It's like Dutch.
Belgium listeners, get in touch.
It's like Dutch and French and
what
German.
language do you speak? Oh dear. Cohen's been released from hospital this week, finally, and Harper goes to say good day with Alf. And Rue announces that she's adopting him, despite Alf's reservations. I'm doing it and I'm announcing it. And I'm thinking, is anyone going to ask Cohen what he thinks? Thank God Harper says it. Blimey. Like, we're all adopting him. We're signing on the dotted line. We've debated it, but no one's asked the bloody child if that's what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
He might want to go off and stay somewhere. I mean, he'd be nuts, but yeah, he might want to. Now, it does pose a sort of internalized question for Cohen, doesn't it? Because if he gets adopted by Rue, that sort of puts a full stop on his life as he knows it, and his mother, you know, and it sort of relinquishes that connection and those rights, doesn't it? So it's quite an important decision. And Alf's doing his best to distract him a bit, isn't he? Takes him fishing. It's all very wholesome. But Rue gets in, and I was a bit annoyed, Rue. Well, not annoyed, but I was a bit peed off or ticked off. Let's calm it down a bit. Take it down a level, Si. I was ticked off that she jumped. He was so looking forward to this fishing trip, and then before he starts it, she's like, "Can I have a word? I want to adopt you. What do you think?" And then he's got all these questions on his mind, like, "Well, does that mean I'm getting a new mum? And do I not have a mum? Do I have two mums?" And he's got all, and then he's like, "Right, okay, go fish." I'm thinking, could that not have waited till he got home? Like, let him enjoy this fishing trip with Alf. It's not just me, is it?
Glad. No, I'm really glad you said that, because that's one thing I was going to say to you, is that I was pissed off that she ruined his day. And like, that could have been a really
didn't need to be that moment. Yeah.
No, it didn't. It could have been after fishing. And also, I think that would have been better, because then he'd spent a whole day with Alf and got to know him better. And that might have helped him decide, okay, adoption, staying with this family, yeah, that's not a terrible thing.
Yeah. I've had a lovely day. I've had a lovely day. And now I'm having a lovely meal surrounded by people that really seem to care about me.
Yeah.
This guy's top, and we're eating dinner that I've caught. Yeah. This is a place I want to stay. Exactly. And then if she spoke to him about it, it'd have been less.
Yes, that's exactly my thought process. I love that you said that as well.
Yeah. There's no way I would have done that and then gone, right, have a good day. Because he's not going to be. I mean, and then we see it. He spends the whole day talking to Alf about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Does the fish miss its mum? Does the mum miss the fish?
Oh, no, don't. It was so cute.
I know, but I was like, yeah, this is Rue. She's ruined the day by making him sit there all day.
See what you did there.
She's ruined
the day.
She may ruin the day later. Who knows? Yeah, I think she did. I thought that was really selfish. It's like she was so excited she couldn't wait, and it was like it needed to come out of her, but she wasn't thinking if it was the best time for him at all.
No, she wasn't.
And it's that whole she's shit at this thing again. She's trying really hard, but she's really bloody bad at this. I'm sorry.
She does keep tripping up, doesn't she? You know, over herself half the time. I mean, she's damn lucky that he takes himself off to his room to think and decides that he wants to stay. She's damn lucky, because he could have just come down and said the opposite. She'd have been heartbroken.
Yes.
You know, and it would have been her doing. She could have gone about it better ways. And now he's agreed. I mean, she's put the paperwork through. She's going through with it. Cohen's integrating. He's going for footy trips with cash. This seems to call me cynical. This is too good to be true. Mum's gonna come back or something. Like,
she's only got a year in prison. I don't think
it's not long, is it?
It's a bit unrealistic for me. Again, if she was going away for life, and I've got to give him up because it's going to be years. I'm going to come out when he's 40. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. I could kind of get it. This has been so fast. I mean, even Harper was shocked. She was like, hang on, I thought the plan was to look for his biological family first. And Rue was like, oh yeah, that was the plan, but he needs a home now. And I thought, well, he has a home now. Why are we rushing this? Like, it's not like docs are knocking on the door and saying, oh, we've got to go to this permanent foster home, and this was only a temporary arrangement, and trying to pull him away from Rue. We're not there yet. She's being really premature. So like you, I'm like, there's a reason why we're doing this so fast. We're getting Rue attached so quickly, and it all seems a bit too nicey-nicey. It's the total stark opposite of the Eliza thing. Eliza was emotionless, whereas Cohen is so emotionally mature, so empathetic. He's worried about his mum.
Yeah.
how's mum inside? Is she lonely? Is she worried about me? She couldn't look after both of us. You know, he's showing so much emotional maturity for a kid of his age. It's so different to Eliza. And then I just think this isn't going to be the happy ending we think it is. I could be wrong.
No.
I just feel like the rug's going to get pulled out soon. I'm trying not to get too invested in him because I don't see him staying. I'll be honest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you not? You think this
No.
whole adoption's going to fall through? I must admit, I am sitting here thinking, when is the bad news going to come? Because this is too
Exactly.
easy.
It was as soon as Harper mentioned the biological family stuff, when she was like, I thought this was the plan. I thought, yeah, so did I. I thought that was the plan. Why are we not looking for that? And then when we've exhausted all alleyways, and then docs are saying, oh, we need to take him to permanent foster care or whatever, this was only temporary. Why are we not then having the conversation? Oh, I don't want him to go. I want him to stay with me. I'll adopt him. But now there's no peril. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no reason for us to adopt him right now. Like, what's the urgency?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Other than her worried that exactly what we're going to say has happened, you know, is she worried that he's going to have to go? Like, is she being a bit selfish? You know, like, let's adopt him quick because otherwise someone will change their mind.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to keep him. Is there a bit of that at play, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, that sits a bit uncomfortably with me. But yeah. Yeah, you're right. Why the hurry when there's no real issue? To be honest, something's afoot.
Yeah, there's no urgency for me. I'm like, why are we rushing it all? Like, why? Who said we've got to do it now? Got to go now? Like, nobody.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I'm finding it, and then because of that, because I'm suspicious, I'm trying not to get too invested because I'm like, oh, this is going to typical Home and Away. This is get a kibosh coming. You know what I mean? I don't want to get invested.
Didn't Alf welling up at his letter not even get you?
It did. I'll be honest. The letter was horrendous. I was like, because I was already sad about everything else that's going on, and then that was what got me because it was like the fact that he doesn't even care about himself that much. He cares so much about his mum, and he's not like angry that she's abandoned him. He's not like why doesn't she want me? And he understands. Like he's without even having a conversation with his mum. He's saying, I understand it. She's tried to look after me. She's tried to look after herself. She can't do both. She's in prison now. So the best thing for her is for her to concentrate on herself. And that means giving me up. And rather than being angry about that, he's being really he's sympathizing with her. And that broke me because I was like, for a little kid to have all of that on his shoulders, that did break me. That's a lot of weight to carry.
I agree.
Yeah.
And when you say things like he's emotionally mature and empathetic, I think you're right. For a lad of his age,
there's adults out there that aren't this empathetic.
Yeah, I think that I think that is realistic though for someone who's gone through the kind of early life experience that he has.
Yes.
And I love that he's like that. You know, he's well read. Like the first thing that struck me about him was that his mum hasn't sort of neglected him.
No.
Like he's, you know, and the fact that he loves books is because they went to the library to keep warm, and it's just such a story that is like so touching. And it makes him accessible emotionally.
Yes.
Because he has a strong head on his shoulders and he's seen things that, like you say, most adults probably haven't had to go through.
Yeah.
You know, he's had it tough.
Compare him to Eden, right? Compare him to Eden and her family drama and how she's so angry with her dad for cheating on her mom and all that sort of stuff. And she's an adult now. She's barely got any empathy for anything that happened then, even though everyone else has moved on. And yet Cohen has been, as a child, abandoned by his mum immediately after she's been arrested. And he's had to digest that news. And the first thing he thinks is, poor mum, I hope she's not lonely in prison and I hope she's not worrying about me.
I know. Crazy. Wow. Yeah.
That's insane, isn't it?
It's impressive. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh God, well, I was crying at Alf, crying like He's got my heart, this poor young lad.
I
And
know. Yeah.
and I just want him to have a loving home. And
Yeah.
I hope it's the Stewarts. Like you, I'm skeptical, but I'm just gonna take it as each day comes, I think.
Yeah.
And that's all we can do, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Mm.
Now, Sarge David wants to give Lacey 100k from the sale of the house this week. And she's in the mood about it, as always. Because in her words, Jo doesn't deserve the same level of money because she drove Mum into a tree. Right. Bit blunt, but yes, it's true.
It's true. Yeah.
And Sarge Davies had enough this week, hasn't he? How do I fix this? He says to her. There must be something I can do. And she's like, well, Mum's eternity ring. I could have that. That would go to a long way of fixing my anger. Of course it will. Course it will. But there's one big problem. It's hanging on Jolene's neck, isn't it? And you're thinking, oh, here we go again. And she's never, ever, ever giving the ring up. That was supposed to be Taylor Swift, but it went wrong.
I got it.
Yeah. Jo then has a flashback, which I thought was going to be really important, but didn't really give us much. Only that we learned that Jo is having panic attacks about the accident. And I got very excited at this flashback because I thought, thank God we need some more information. We know definitely that she was at the wheel, right? From this flashback. That's that much we know for now. And it focused on the ring. I don't know if you picked up on this as much as I did, whether I was reading between the lines. On the flashback, it focused on the rings. We're talking about this ring, aren't we? This eternity ring.
Yeah.
And then Lacey makes a comment later in the week to Theo about maybe she would have slipped it off a ring. And I'm thinking, oh God.
Yeah, I think that was a bitchy comment. She was holding her hand and she had an engagement ring, a wedding ring, an eternity ring on that finger, and she said, because later on in the circle, she said, "Oh, I held her hand while she was dying," and then you actually do see her kind of reach for that hand with all the rings on it. I think that was all it was. It was just symbolic.
Yeah.
That's the first thing she saw when she woke up from whatever.
Got you. I think they're toying with us.
Do you?
Yeah, I think because there's a whole big question mark over this whole accident, I just think they're giving us Easter eggs to make us go wild. Because I'm like, right, has she stolen the ring off the body? Like, no. I'm just going nuts here.
No, I don't think so. Because Sarge says Jo asked for the ring months ago and I gave it to her. And the mum died 2 years ago. So months ago is recent, isn't it?
Yeah, fair enough. Now, this argument over this ring actually ends up quite physical, doesn't it? Like fisticuffs, slapping each other. In the surf club, Mr. Stewart has to break it up, and he's like, these Sheilas are going at it like a banshee. Sort it out. He's telling the Sarge of the town to sort his kids out. I thought, bloody hell. It just goes to show you what kind of weight Alf has around the joint. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it looks like for a minute they end up in a place of sort of shared ground. But Lacey is just giving them lip service, isn't she? And she's got a lot of chips on her shoulder. I think as you lose a mum in that way, you would do, right?
Yeah.
And I think we do have to give her a bit of slack here. She's really wearing thin on me because I'm struggling with her behaviour. But I have to keep reminding myself that you are going to be a changed person when you lose a mum, your mum like that. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's easy for us to forget when we're just dealing with a character in front of us who's really pissing us off. Do you know what I mean? With their behaviour, it's really easy to forget the reasons why she's being like that. So I am trying to remind myself quite regularly why she's behaving like this, just to try and justify it a little bit.
I just can't imagine it. Like, imagine being in that situation, and you're happy family.
Yeah.
And then one day you wake up and your mum's gone, and she was killed in a car crash, and your sibling was the one driving it. I can't imagine how I'd feel, honestly.
Yeah, and you suspect that they're hiding something from you, and it might not even turn out to be a big thing, but they've obviously
No.
omitted some detail for it to be suspicious, so
Yes.
that must absolutely be killing her. And I have to tell myself that because otherwise I'm thinking she's behaving like an absolute tit, and it's
Yes.
driving me mad. But of
Mm.
course she would be, because she's driving herself mad about it. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yes.
You've got to give her the benefit of the doubt, I think, to a certain degree.
I think it's the unfairness of it. I think even if it is a genuine accident and there's nobody at fault and it's just one of them horrible things that happens,
Yeah,
you can't accept that. It's difficult to just go, oh, it is what it is. It's just an accident. It's just one of them horrible things. I think she just wants an answer because she just wants to know why. Why on earth did her mum get taken away from her? She just wants to.
yeah,
There may not be a why, but she's driving herself mad because she's like, there must be a reason that this has happened, because it's not.
yeah,
Basically, she's saying it's not fair. It wasn't her
yeah,
time. I wasn't ready
yeah,
to let go of her. It's not fair. I want my mum.
yeah.
So that's all it
And
is.
she's right. That is shit,
It
you
is
know.
shit. Yeah.
And you can understand why she feels that way.
Yeah.
And it's hard, but it is hard on face level, on face value. It's hard to get on board with her when she's
Yes.
being really annoying. I mean, Theo's been fantastic at getting through to her, been like, listen to yourself. I think even Theo's getting a bit fed up. Like, there's some of this in your control and you're going about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
You
She's
know?
just so angry, I think. She's
mm,
sending all that anger towards Jo and Sarge. And they
yeah,
may not be at fault. I think if it was something like an illness, if they'd known that she was ill and that's why, you know what I mean, that's why she died, it's more easy
yeah,
to accept that than just she
yeah,
got in a car and there was an accident that was no one's fault and she's died and it's just one of them. She can't accept
yeah.
that as an answer, I think, is the problem.
No,
And she's so
yeah, yeah.
angry.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's being willing and open to accepting
Mm.
what's happened. I'm still shifty though about Sarge. He's in the investigation.
Well, he's in the
Has he
he's
covered
in the
something up?
garden in the middle of the night, isn't he?
Mm,
We find out
mm.
some more about Sarge.
Is that guilt? Is that guilt?
Is
Is
it
it,
just normal grief, or is it
mm,
something more?
who knows?
And
Who
also,
knows?
I'm starting to see some hypocrisy with Sarge. I mean, I've been seeing it since day one, actually. But when he first joined the show, and that first day when he met Cash and he got off on the wrong foot, and then he was like,
Mm,
don't take personal phone calls in your uniform and you're at work and whatever. And then this week, he's in uniform, sat in Salt, having a drink with his kids and trying to sort out their life drama. And I was like, pot kettle black, Sarge. This is family work,
yeah.
non-work related, and you're in the diner, in Salt, in your uniform. So there
Well,
is
Lacey warned
something
us.
about him. I know.
Yeah,
There's
she did
just
say he's not all by the book.
no,
And that,
exactly.
for some reason, that stuck with me.
Yes. Yeah, me too.
Which is why I'm suspicious about this investigation, this police
Yes.
investigation into this car crash.
Yeah,
I feel like he's made something go away.
I do. I
And
feel like there's something to it.
Yeah, and that is what Lacey's trying to tap into, but she's going about it the wrong way.
Yes. Yeah.
And how they heal. I mean, I think we're a distant way off yet from anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Jo does sort of kid herself into thinking that they're together this week, because ultimately they end up compromising and giving the ring to Dad, don't they?
Oh yeah.
But it's Lacey makes it quite clear that is it. Like, I just don't want you to have it. Like, if I can't have it, neither can you. It's like tit for tat, isn't it?
It was definitely, yeah. I think they should have thrown it into the Mount Doom fiery chasm because it's gone very Frodo and Gollum this week. With it, you stole the ring. It's my ring. I was like, bloody hell! Every time they said ring, I was crying, laughing. I was like, this is supposed to be serious, but all I can see in my head is that little ugly guy from Lord of the Rings going, "My precious." That's all I could see in my brain. I was trying to like get in the moment and I couldn't because I was like, this is so Lord of the Rings, it's unreal. And also, as I shared this with you on WhatsApp, when I look at them together, when I watched them around that table together in Salt and they were having those sort of family meetings, I guess you could call them, I was like, oh my God, I just saw the Sutherlands. Like Sarge sitting
Oh
there.
yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
Sarge is Reese Sutherland, Lacey is
Yeah.
Jade, and then Jo is Kirsty. And then after that, I was like,
Yeah.
that's all I can see now. I can just see the Sutherlands.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as you told me, I was like, "What? You're so right. You're so right."
It was weird because it was like a moment. I was like, this feels
Mm.
really familiar, but I don't know why because they've never sat round a table like this before. And I was like, oh my God, it's like the Sutherlands 2.0.
Yeah.
Because
You're
even
right. You're
Sarge has
right.
even got the
20
same.
years later.
Sarge has even got like the same like demeanor as Reese. You know, that kind of like exhausted parent face. You know, he's stuck in the middle of like these warring daughters, and he's just like, "Oh, for God's sake, I'm exhausted."
Yeah, and Reese had this sort of authoritative, like,
Yes, he did.
I want to lay down the law type attitude. He was
He
always
did.
sort of grounding somebody. Or,
Yeah.
yeah, like I can see it. The second you said it, I was like, oh my God. And yeah, and now I'm like, yeah, well, it is the Sutherlands rehashed,
It's weird, isn't it? 'Cause
basically.
I was watching that scene
Mm.
and I was like, this feels so familiar. Like, I don't know what it is. And then I was like, oh my God, it's that. It's weird.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, I can't unsee it now. Thank you.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I had to share
But
it.
then I'm like, but obviously then I'm like, right then, so there's going to be a woman at some point.
Well,
Because that's what happened back then.
Well, lots of people have been talking about who the potential, you know, match for David could be. You know, I mean, obviously Rue, and he's had a lot of sort of scenes with Rue about Cohen and that kind of thing. But also Marilyn, there was a little cheeky scene in the Dine-In this week when Marilyn took his coffee over or whatever, and she was like, "There you go," and he said, "Oh, I haven't even ordered yet," and she was like, "Well, I know your order." And I was like, oh, she's been paying attention. Like, is she interested?
I don't like it. I don't like
She
it.
needs to get her tarot out and have a little tarot night, I think.
Excuse me?
We need to know. We need to know who. We need Sarge's tarot cards reading, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tarot's not a name for the...
No, not at the moment. But I think the tarot could give us some clues to the accident, but also some clues to Sarge's future.
Oh, yeah, death card.
Yeah, the death card.
3 of Swords and all that.
Yeah.
Yes. Talk to the other worldly powers to give us all our answers.
Exactly.
Just staying with Jolene for a minute. Obviously she's got this sort of side thing going on with Tani, hasn't she? And he's pressing her on why she really joined the gym this week. And Cash is obviously in his ear saying, you know, girls don't join the gym to work out, they join it to sleep with the owner, etc.
Of course.
I've paraphrased. And she says it's because she wants to get to know him more. It's a bit flirty, isn't it? They bond over some family losses. I actually really, because like I'm a bit indifferent about these two at the minute, but I actually really liked their little beach walk and talk, because I love a walk and talk anyway. But I just think they shot it beautifully. They had a really far lens, didn't they? Like a really long lens.
They've had a
The
few
scenery was
walks and talks,
gorgeous,
actually, haven't they?
Yeah. But like I've said it before and I'll say it again, no other soap looks this good on screen.
No.
And like the sun was a really nice light, like and just the backdrop of Palm Beach, and it did make me sort of sit up a bit and pay attention to these two a bit more as something quite serious that's starting up.
Yes, and I quite like the fact that we're going a bit serious and not just eye fucking each other across the room.
Yeah,
Like we're having a conversation and we're getting to know each other, and actually it's more than just I fancy you.
yeah, yeah. It's sort of developing into something.
Yeah, it's more believable if it did go
Yeah.
somewhere now.
And I mean, she's been given the green light by Harper now, so
That's true.
that's not going to be a drama we have to contend with.
Mm.
Hopefully.
Well, I don't know how much I
Hopefully.
believe Harper, but there we go.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. She's kidding herself, isn't she, more than anyone else?
And now she's
Let
got the
alone you.
Irene thing. So she's just been like, you know, she said yes, but now she's got the Irene grief.
Who does she turn to? Yeah.
She's going to be pissed off when she sees them two holding hands, I tell you now.
I bet she is. And we'd be remiss not to mention the sort of D-list story this week of Mac and Levi starting their IVF journey. Doesn't love a journey. And Levi has gone all doctor on her, you know, outlining all the side effects. Is it like a hormone thing she's taking?
Yeah, I don't really know much about IVF, but you inject yourself with some hormone. I'll be honest, it's not a topic I've ever researched. Never needed to, doll. So yeah, it's something that's supposed to affect your hormones to make you more fertile or whatever. I don't know. I don't know the technical.
More hospitable.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're having this chat, aren't they? She started those injections. He does it for hormone jabs, let's call them. So uneducated. But yeah, you know, we're going down this route. It's a nice story in that I'm glad they're covering the story.
Yes.
But why are we not seeing much of it? You know? Like, this is 2 weeks on the trot now where it's been like a Friday night and it's been like, oh yeah, Levi and Mac exist.
Is it because it's boring?
Maybe.
It's boring. I don't want this every day.
I suppose. Maybe they're listening to us. And, you know, they've heard our rotter talk for babies.
It's just boring. I think the pace of this is not making me sympathetic to them, because I'm like, you've been doing it for 2 months and you're not pregnant. Like, that's pretty normal. I don't know. IVF.
She's got the ovulation kits.
I know, but it's honestly, let's imagine that she's been on contraceptive pills since she was 18, and then she's come off it, and that absolutely messes with your hormones anyway. Takes you ages for your body to go back to normal. 2 years sometimes to go back to normal after coming off the pill. She's not going to get pregnant straight away. That's a really normal storyline, and they've sped it up so fast. I don't actually feel bad for her, because I'm like, well, she's going to pay to get pregnant now, so I'm not invested in her sadness.
Yeah, I get what you mean. And also, there's a part of us that are like, we've got a baby, so is this really going to happen?
Yeah, true. Yeah, we've already got
You do get a bit cynical, don't you, when you know how soaps work?
That's true.
Maybe there's a bit of that at play from our perspective. But I know what you mean. Like, it's like, okay, because they decided to have IVF last week. There was an off-the-cuff comment about money being no object, and there's no waiting list, no struggle. Like, they've only been trying for a bit. We haven't really seen him try that much, actually. I thought we'd have to endure more of that.
Yeah.
And you know, have they really given it a good shot? We know there's something in the family, and I think that's what they're trying to explain it away as. You know, Mum struggled, but it's a bit mixed, the messaging, because the tests are fine, but Mum's not fine. Now we're doing IVF straight away. I just want the best. I think because Mac's been around a while, I think I just want the best for Mac. You know, she's had such a tragic life. Everything sad happens to Mac, you know, and it was a bit of a running joke at one point. That she really wants this, and I sort of want her to have it just to sort of, she's got something good in her life. I'm not really fussed about the storyline, to be honest. I just want Mac to be happy.
Yes. Yeah. Because this was our sort of solid couple for a while, wasn't it? Because we were like, well, who are the solid couples on the show? Once the Tarnay Felicity stuff was over, it was really Mac and Levi and like Leah and Justin that were the couples on the show, that weren't like, arguing.
And
or
we've all done a
boring.
right 360 with them.
I know, exactly. And now it feels a bit more like the drama. I don't know. They're still a good couple, but this has taken over their relationship, hasn't it? And there's been tension between them and arguments about this already. And it was like, oh, God, where are we going with this? I don't know.
They were fun until this, weren't they?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's all gone a bit serious. But yeah. Let's see what next week brings. But if they're going to go into this, I'd rather them do this IVF story properly and it not just be a back burner. But I appreciate there's a lot of big stories going on right now.
Yeah.
But I would rather see more of them than Jolene and Tane on a date.
Oh, God, yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Right, Si, it's your say on the bay.
My say on the bay.
No, not your say on the bay. How many weeks can we drag this out? It is the people's say. The people out there, the people out in the ether of the podcast
There's
world.
people out there.
Beyond our phones, there are people, and they also watch the show. They're not, and also some of them are as obsessed with the show as we are, which is great because it makes us feel more normal.
Yes.
Which is really good. So out there, the people have been watching Home and Away, as well as we have. So just to remind everybody, before we do your Say on the Bay, we're on social medias, Coastal News Podcast, at Coastal News Pod, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, Twitter, Blue Sky, etc. What we do is we tweet along live. We watch the show 6:30 till 7, Monday to Friday. We jump on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. We use the Home and Away UK hashtag. We talk about everything that's happening on the screen as we're watching it, and lots of other people join in using that hashtag, and we all have a little chit chat about what we think. We're also doing that on Instagram, aren't we? Because we've got a new Instagram channel that we've created, and a few people have been joining in the chat on there live at 6:30 as well. So that's getting a bit more used. So normally what I do for your Say on the Bay is I go and have a look on social medias. I read all the comments that people have been sending in and I read them out, but we haven't been able to do that this week. Long story. We'll not go there because it is a long story and we'll be here all night. So if you're not on social medias, you can't join the tweet along for whatever reason, you can email us, and the email address we've got is coastalnewspod@gmail.com. And I am going to read out an email. So instead of doing all the social medias tonight, I'm just going to read out an email because we've got an email from Jacob, which actually we missed on last week's pod. It just came in just a little too late, Jacob, to make last week's Your Say on the Bay. So we're going to read it this week. And it's all still relevant, I think you'll find, because the same kind of storylines are still, going on. So
Nicely put. It was a bit different off air.
Same storylines are still hanging around like a fart in an elevator.
Same day, different day, same shit.
Thanks for outing me. Exactly. Different weeks, same old shitty storyline. No, I'm only kidding, obviously, but there are some storylines that will linger. So this email, I don't think it will feel like it's written last week and we've moved on too much. Hopefully not. So Jacob says, sorry it's been a couple of weeks. A lot has happened since we last spoke. Well, I hope it's all good stuff, Jacob. And you've been busy doing live stuff and enjoying yourself. So Jacob says Harper is still on her time of the month in inverted commas. Maybe she should go visit Bree. Now this threw me because I was like, first of all, this was something that obviously happened last week on the show and I've forgotten because I've slept since then. I don't remember this at all. What does he mean? Still on her time of the month. Maybe
she was going a bit nuts, wasn't she, about Tane coming back? And
oh right, okay. I wondered if I'd missed something.
She was angry.
Where she'd said something like, I don't know. I just thought maybe I'd missed a sentence or something.
Saying she was on the rag.
Yes, basically. Like, oh, I've got cramp or whatever.
No, I think he means that she was just like angry at the world.
Got you. Okay. Okay. I'm there. I'm
Which
there.
makes the statement problematic, so move on.
I was going to say, maybe I shouldn't have read it out. Well, it is what it is. It's there now. Okay.
You've done a Rylan.
I have a bit, haven't I? Oh, well, it's fine. I'm adorable. Let's keep going. So, Jacob...
We all agree.
Jacob says, so it does look like Tane and Jo are about to become a thing. What are we calling them? He says, what are we calling them? What's their ship name? And he's given us some suggestions. And he's got Junai, like Tane, but like
Jane.
Junai. He has mentioned Jane as well. So we've got Junai, we've got Jane. And then we've got, as an alternative, Toe.
That's my favourite.
It kind of feels appropriate. I don't know why. I can't describe it, but Toe kind of feels right. I don't know. I think we're going to have to go with Toe, honestly.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's the clear winner right away.
It is. Let's go with Toe. Right. Oh dear. Okay. Jacob says it's probably been the best the show's been in a while, though, hasn't it?
Yeah. I think the show's been great this year.
It has. The whole year's
To
been
be
pretty
fair.
good. We've not had
Yeah.
many weeks where you and I have gone, oh, that was all painful.
It's not been a slog, and the year has blooming flown as a result.
It has. Yeah, definitely. But Jacob says, even though Kangaroo is around, she has a good storyline with little Cohen.
Yeah.
She does.
It's true. It's true, and I'm enjoying it. It's softened her a bit, you know, we're not all hating on her all the time, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
We're critical, and I think we're right to be, because I think parents are under a bit of a microscope, you know, and I think they do make mistakes, and they, you know, and I think as a society we're quite critical of parents a lot of the time and making mistakes. So I think our reactions to her are quite normal.
Yeah.
But you know, she's growing, and I'm into this. I'm into it.
Yeah, exactly. So he's saying it's been a good year. Rue's got a good storyline, and Kirby and Marley are far away, which is great.
Marley, who I've forgotten he exists.
I know. I was like, oh yeah, he was on the show. Okay.
Oh yeah, he's in Inky Dinky.
Yeah, he's gone to family or whatever. Jacob says, so, with Rue considering the adoption of Cohen, he does in fact look like he's sticking around. I love the scene between him and Mr. Stewart, the fact that they are clicking within seconds of meeting, and I'm sure little Co will see him as Grandad Alf. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, and obviously that's before what we've seen this week as well.
Yeah, this was in the hospital, I think, that he's talking about here. Yeah. The fishing
and
magazine.
the fact that Alf wasn't really too sure that the Rue was doing the right thing, and now we after, you know, subsequently, he goes in and spends way more time with him on screen anyway.
Yeah.
Than even Rue does this week.
Yeah, he did. And I like the fact that when they went fishing, he said, go and have a break, love. You know, he's in good hands. And I was like, oh, he is. Because who better than Mr. Stewart to, you know, have a little kid under his wing? Like,
yeah.
Oh, so cute.
And that takes us all back to something really nostalgic, doesn't it?
Yes.
Let's face it.
And I'm jealous. But anyway. I want to be under the wing. I want to be Sophie Stewart. Anyway, because he was talking about changing his name.
Yeah, that's got a ring to it, that Sophie Stewart.
I know, right? He can adopt me. I'm happy to change my name. Sorry, Mum. Anyway. Oh, I see it. And then he's put, then you have Auntie Maz, Cousin Cash, and Uncle Dave.
Oh.
He says he's got a newly made family around him. Yeah, it does. That dinner, because this is obviously before Jacob saw the dinner with the barbecue and everything this week, and that is what happened, apart from Uncle Dave. Uncle Dave wasn't there. But Auntie Maz was there, Cousin Cash was there, Grandad Alf was there, and obviously new Mummy Rue was there. And it is like a ready-made little family around him. He has got really good people. Out of all the people in the Bay, he's probably got some of the best people looking out for him.
You're right. You're right, actually. In terms of a support network, he's really lucky, isn't he?
He is. He's landed on his feet. Yeah, definitely. So, Jacob says, we're going to change the subject now to Irene. Jacob says, Irene's storyline is quickly developing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah, definitely. He says now pretty much the whole town knows of her diagnosis, but at least she can get the support she needs from her loved ones rather than going through it all on her own or just putting it all on John.
That's a good point in terms of sort of releasing John from this pressure.
Yeah.
Um,
He was looking
because
quite
John,
ill at one point, wasn't he?
he was, and he was really struggling himself. And you've got to ask yourself, who does he turn to? You know,
Yeah.
he's going home to an empty house. You know,
Oh,
and
don't. I'm
we've
going to get
seen
sad.
and we've seen him breaking down at the tree, and and he's had to keep it in, but now he doesn't. He's got a bit of a release because he's been. I mean, he's the last to find out, but he's there's other people in the fold now, and that burden. Let's call it a burden for now, even though Irene would die at the thought. It can be shared.
Yes.
It can be shared around a bit, and she's got two young, sprightly women there living with her.
Yeah.
John doesn't have to be over there brewing up all the time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he can have a break from it as well,
Yeah.
which he
Yeah.
needs because it's going to be
Yeah.
taking his toll. His best friend, Even Alf this week was like, "Look, I know you two are really close, and if you need time off work, just do it."
Have you heard anything about her exit?
No, not yet. Have you?
I've managed to stay away, so no. I just didn't
Okay.
know whether you knew, or I've
No.
managed to. The only thing I've heard is when it is, because it
Yes.
aired in Australia last week.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
you can do the math
Yeah.
because I, doing this podcast, I know where we're up to.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. I don't know. I don't know
No.
what's happening.
I've heard rumors about, who might be living in her house. I've heard rumors about her maybe moving in with John temporarily. I've heard all sorts. I don't know what to believe, I'll be honest, and what to sort of just dismiss. But yeah, unfortunately, when I'm looking for stuff on social media, it's really hard to
You're
avoid
coming across stuff.
everything.
Yeah.
But I've done quite well so far, I think. So yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Cool.
You mentioned John's house actually, and now you're making me think. When was the last time we saw that set?
Ages ago.
It was
like years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame, really, isn't it? Although if I saw John sitting on the sofa in the house that he used to share with Gina and Jet, and he was crying about Irene, I think I may lose it.
Yeah.
May have tipped me over the edge, actually, thinking about it.
Yeah, we've not seen John inside his house for ages.
I'm wondering now, do you think John has secretly, sold his house or rented it out, and he's actually just sleeping in the back of the surf club and not told anybody? I'm suspicious. And he just walks up and down the street waiting for cash to come out so he can pretend he still lives there.
Showering in the gym.
And then running up and down the street and shouting at Lyric, turn your music down! And then going back and sleeping in the circle.
Maybe.
Oh,
maybe.
It's a thought.
Yeah.
Bless him.
They can't find his set. It's been gone a while.
It has gone. Yeah, it has. Weird. Anyway, moving on. The last thing that Jacob says, and it's in relation to the Irene story again. He's got a question. He says, are we to expect any past characters to return for her final storyline, do you think? Now, this is something everyone's been talking about online. Everyone's speculating who could come back and who couldn't. And
well,
she's
got
thoughts?
Kids off screen.
Do you think first of all, do you think it's likely? And second of all, who would you like to see if you do think it's likely?
I think I answered it sort of in the main episode, really, in that she's got children. I think that I mentioned that was the elephant in the room earlier on. And I think if this was to reflect real life, your children would be a part of it, wouldn't they?
Mm.
So I think it would be a great opportunity to bring back Finn, to bring back Damo, you
Mm.
know, you know. However, that's not the home and away modus operandi, is it?
No.
And they weren't recent. They weren't. They were some time ago, and when you really think about it, some years have passed since
Mm.
really we had them around. And actually, for most people watching the show now, Irene's story is about the people she took in.
Yes.
And those are the people they'll remember: the Wills,
Mm.
the Gypsies, the Tash, the Haley. Those are the people that people will remember Irene for doing. So the flashbacks for me make sense, and I'm happy to accept them.
Yeah.
But if they were going to do a returnee, I think we're all expecting it, because when Irene had cancer, they
Mm.
brought Gypsy back,
Mm.
and it's almost like we think it's a done, that it should be done that way.
Yeah.
But there's different ways of doing things.
Yes.
I think Irene should tell her children, but I don't necessarily need to see them in the bay.
No. No. I think a
What do you feel?
conversation with John, just to say, oh, I rang Finlay and she's obviously really upset and I'm
Yeah,
going to go and see her, or I don't know,
yeah,
just something like that. I mean, the whole thing
yeah.
is
Even
that,
if she goes to stay with her, because let's
yeah.
be honest with you, even someone like me, if I mean, it could even be a recast, it wouldn't really matter. I'd just be
Mm.
like, yeah, it's Finlay. Like
Mm.
it doesn't. It's so much time. There's so much water under the bridge since we last saw
Yeah.
Finn on screen, that
Yes.
I'm like, it doesn't really matter whether she's there or not to me, to be honest.
No, I think a mention is enough. I mean, even this week,
Yeah,
we've mentioned Ava and we've mentioned Duncan. You know what I mean? Like, we're mentioning, and we've been saying this all year, like
callbacks.
we've
Yeah,
started to really mention people that aren't in the show anymore, which is not something we normally do. And for me, that's
no,
enough. I don't want Duncan to come
mm,
back. I don't want Ava to come back. I don't want Finlay and Damo to come
no,
back. Because do you know what I'll do the whole episode? I won't be thinking about Irene's exit, and I won't be thinking about Irene and where she's going and everything else. I'll be thinking, oh, look at Damo. Oh, it's not the same person. Oh, it is the same person, but he doesn't look the same.
mm,
And it will
mm,
take me out of the sort of story of Irene, because I'll be too focused on these people that I haven't seen for 30 years. I
yeah.
don't
No, you're
know.
right. You're right. You're right. It would overshadow it.
Yeah.
And I think nostalgia's powerful, and I think people get a bit hung up on it.
Yeah.
But it's more realistic, like you say. Um, those characters need to be referenced, and they need to
Mm.
be called back. If you pretend they don't exist, that's stupid.
Yes.
So, they've got to be part of the story, but I don't necessarily need to see them.
No.
Is this a great opportunity to do it? Yes.
Mm.
But actually, I would rather see one of her, I'd rather see Haley,
Mm. Yeah.
or someone who is a bit more later on in the show's story, an Irene story, that
Mm.
people who are watching it now, I can engage in a conversation with them about those characters, and we all share memories of them.
Yes.
It's going to be very few people left watching
Yeah.
now that will
Yeah.
remember her kids.
Yeah, you're right. I think it needs to be like Olivia or Bella or someone that
Yeah,
was.
somebody newer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
Definitely. It's weird, isn't it? I think the problem is that this storyline, it wants me to be sad, and I am sad, and I am upset when I'm seeing this sort of stuff, and I know I'll be upset when she goes.
Mm.
But I think if I saw Damien or Finlay walk in, they're not going to make me cry. What's going to make me cry is showing a flashback of them, how I remember them, the nostalgia.
Yeah.
If you show me Finlay and Damien from years ago, even the bad stuff when they're arguing in the in the Summer Bay house, and they're sort of pushing each other and then having a go at Irene, because there's a whole load of storylines where they didn't get on and it got
Yeah.
physical and what
Yeah.
have you. Even if they showed that, I would have more feelings towards the flashback than I would to have someone walking in calling themselves Finlay. You see what I mean?
Yeah, because those characters live in that time.
Yeah, and that's
And
how I
in your
remember
memory,
them.
that's how we remember them. Yeah. You're going to be looking at some 50-year-old woman
Exactly, and I'm
and
going to be like,
thinking, that's not.
don't know her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's weird. Yeah, I get it. Like, I get why people want it, but I think for me, personally, it's not going to make me sad. It's going to make me go, who the bloody hell's this?
And I understand people love the history and it's all important, but I don't think it's everything.
No.
And other shows have proven that you can do it too much and it doesn't work. And it's, you end up going with characters, bringing characters back that you don't know what to do with.
Yes. Yeah.
And Home and Away's never been about that.
No.
It's always been about new faces.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's an interesting discussion, though. If you don't agree with us, so anyone listening to the podcast right now, you don't agree, you're desperate to see what Finlay looks like now, or Damien looks like now, as Damien got, his hair still is, he got a receding hairline. That's the kind of thing I'm going to notice when they come back, I'll be honest. I'll be too preoccupied with how they look. But if you do want to see them on screen, obviously feel free to get in touch. Tell us your thoughts. Tell us what you would like to see happen, who you'd like to see return. Because it is something that everyone's talking about, and it is an interesting one to have that debate over, I guess.
Yeah.
But apart from that, Jacob says, hope you're both well and enjoy your weekend, and peace out. So yes.
Peace out, Jacob. We're doing all right.
We're doing all right, doll. Hope you have a lovely weekend. Hope all of you have a lovely weekend. And we'll catch you this time next week.
Please take the time to like, subscribe, and review Coastal News wherever you source your podcasts, and ensure you never miss an episode.